Hey friends, so it's time for another real talk. And what I have for y'all today is not going to be easy, but it needs to be shared. So, to start, I'm just curious to know, have any of you ever found yourself in a position of making your final wishes known to a loved one just in case something were to happen? Because I have, and it's not easy. And the reason for bringing this up is because around this time, 5 years ago in 2021, I found myself in the hospital fighting for my life and wondering if it was time to go to my forever home. At the time, I was just fighting off severe infection in my hip, and on top of that, an infection in my bladder, and had a severe reaction to the antibiotic that I was on to try to treat it. And it nearly sent me into kidney failure. Started hallucinating a bit and just very delirious. And for those of you who have a little bit of medical background, my creatinine levels for my kidneys shot up to 4.7, I believe. So literally on the verge of just completely shutting down. And at the time, I had already been battling with a severe ulcer for 2 years, which is something that I'm still fighting off today, 7 years later. And I was just at a point where I was just ready to give up. I didn't want to fight it. If it was really my time to go, then I was ready. I didn't want to fight it because I had already been through so much in my life that I didn't want to keep fighting something else. Although equally at the same time, my oldest niece was only a couple years old at the time that I was taken at the hospital for this, kidney issues, and my brother was, barely a teenager, and the fear of leaving the two of them behind terrified me. And so I knew that if it wasn't for them, or if not for myself, then I had needed to keep fighting for them. And by the grace of God, here it is 5 years later, and I'm still here. Still fighting off this ulcer. But overall, aside from that, healthy and growing closer to God more than ever. And just hoping with each new day to just touch somebody through all of this. And just hope that there's always going to be that one person no matter where I go. And it's certainly not been easy these past 5 years trying to get by and not knowing what the next step for my life is going to be from one day to the next. But in the end, just knowing that it's all about just trusting God through it all, and knowing that no matter what, just trusting that it's all going to work out for His good, and just knowing that everything that we do is ultimately all for His glory. And while the next step for my life may look a little shaky or uncertain right now, one thing that I am confident about is that this ministry, the Joyride of the Jesus ministry, is what He is calling me to do. And to just be a light to encourage anybody and everybody to just to embrace their story. Because if I can make it through this, if He can carry me through a dark time, a period where I was ready to give up and didn't want to fight, then He can carry you through whatever you are going through. He has carried me through this crazy roller coaster of life, from 2 spouts of cancer, a lifetime overcoming battles that come with a wheelchair. He has brought me out of multiple near-death experiences. You know, it's ultimately so severe that I was making my final wishes known to my mom, just in case. And having to look her in the eye and make my final wishes known. By far the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But in the moment, I didn't know what else to do. But it's because God had brought me out of that, is why I live by the verse Jeremiah 29:11, which says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but to give you hope and a future." And so, if anything, I just hope by just sharing this that it encourages you to always faithfully trust in God and know that it's going to be okay. Because what Satan intends for evil, God will always use for His good and for His glory. So please, no matter whatever you're going through, know that it's going to be okay. God is going to use this He's going to use your story for something far greater than you could ever imagine. And if you ever need anybody to talk to, please reach out to this page, send us a message, and you can please let us know how we can be praying for you in the comments. And I would love to be of any support to you in any way that I personally can. And if you just need to talk, feel free to reach out, and I would be more than happy to schedule a day and time that works for you to just talk and let you share whatever is on your heart and encourage you in the best way that I possibly can. Love you guys, and embrace your joyride with Jesus. Embrace your story, because you never know how it may touch somebody else. Love you guys. You're amazing. You have a purpose, and you're loved. Embrace this joyride. See you in the next video.